piggy bank to grow.
Well, making a shrewd investment is the soundest way I know. This way, please, prospects.
How do you do? It's Joey McScrooge back again with another Lorcana video. And since my first initial video on this channel talking about Disney Lorcana, the first chapter, you should probably start buying it now. You should probably start looking into it. Well, it's because it was sitting at $220. Now today, they are $350 for the ENO2 boxes. And just like I predicted, the ENO1 boxes have a premium to them. A lot of people have been looking into it. I made this prediction. I was talking to my Discord as well because a lot of them come from Pokemon. And, well, obviously now, as we can see, Pokemon is way too greedy, way too overheated. And Lorcana is very, very reminiscent of Pokemon. A lot of people have nostalgia toward Disney. A lot of people watch Disney as their childhood. And, well, that's where I was at too. I watched a bunch of Disney stuff when I was a kid. So, guys, the booster boxes are now $350. The troves are back to $350. And now today, the cases. This is upside down. The cases are $1,500, so you will be paying like $1,600 or $1,700, probably shipped plus tax to your door, which is, well, I tried to tell as many people as I could a few weeks ago that this is probably a good buy because it was sitting at $220, down 40% on like the month or something, and I was like, whoa, this is like crashing right now. Like, this is actually crashing. If I wanted to ever buy first chapter Lorcana, it would have been back then at $220. Now, a lot of stuff has happened over the last 3 weeks of me getting into the first chapter. We've had a lot more exposure, a lot more interest into Lorcana. And one of the big events that just happened a couple days ago was Rudy from Alpha Investments opened up a first chapter box on his channel for a patron. So there were more eyes on Disney Lorcana. That being said, Rudy did not understand that he was opening up a first print box, which is significantly more expensive than an ENO2 box. If I was the person that bought the box from him, I would have asked him if he could send me a picture of the back, and if he could just ship me that box, and I'll ship him out an ENO2 box to open up on the stream. Which would have been crazy because he only charged that person $399 for that box, when that box goes for $700 to $800 on the internet today. The more you know, right? The more you know. So the troves are around $330, $340, booster boxes $350, cases $1,500. Today, right now, $350 is probably still a good deal for these boxes. You cannot find them in a $200 range anymore. So if you want my opinion, if you don't have any, maybe buy one just for, just to say that you have one. But it's getting very dry on the internet. I looked at eBay and there are not a lot of listings of the first chapter anymore until you get into like the $500 range. So I think this stuff is going to jump pretty quickly here. We'll give it another like 2 or 3 months, and man, I think people are going to have their positions for the first chapter. I have my 10 boxes that I bought all secondary market price. I didn't pay MSRP for any of these. I was too late to the party. But something like this is very, very, very time sensitive to buy into something like this. And you kind of have to time the market perfectly, which is very hard to do. I would never advise it. But for some way, somehow, I was able to do it. So if $350 is too expensive for you, that is fine. It's not the end of the world. You can look back at Rise of the Floodborn. Now, this is an ENO2 box, but it does indeed look better because it's newer. You can tell because it has that tape right there and tape on the sides. And you can also tell because on the back it says ENO2 2024. This is the most recently printed booster box of Rise of the Floodborn. And they are sitting at $143, which is MSRP today, still almost 2 years after its release. Now, in my personal opinion, my personal opinion. This is the best set that Lorcana has ever made so far today. This is Fabled, Welcome to the Story. Now, in my personal opinion, again, Fabled, you see right here, Welcome to the Story. I think Fabled is the relaunch of Lorcana. I think they learned from their mistakes of everything that they have done in the past of overprinting. Well, actually, I guess it's overprinting because the demand isn't, like, there's no secondary market demand. Up until the last couple of weeks, there was zero secondary market demand for Lorcana at all. No real investor space, collector space. It was just all driven from the players and the player base and the competitiveness of all the cards. But Fabled is where everything changed. We got the new rarities, the iconic Mickey and Minnie, which are featured on the front of the box. Guys, the box art for Lorcana is extremely good. I love box art. I love collecting the boxes. I know it might be a different approach to the hobby than most people, especially in Lorcana, because a lot of people love the cards. I love the cards as well. If you didn't see my last video, I picked up the Scrooge McDuck right here, and I have some other cards on the way, which are, one of them is actually really rare. I don't know. It's a pop 80. So I don't, the pops are probably going to go up over time. That's really how it goes. But with Lorcana, I notice a lot of the enchanteds are very low pop, like in the low hundreds. I know the Elsa is like 2,000. I know the Simba is like 1,000, maybe over 1,000, something like that. I'm just going off the top of my head right now. I could be completely wrong. But Fabled, I think, is the relaunch and the right way to incorporate both investor, collector, and player. The art is substantially better than every single other set that they have released to date. The only reason why I went so heavy in the first chapter is because it's the first set, and to someone else, this might not even be heavy. This might be a grain of sand on the beach, right? But I bought 10 bucks, so I probably spent around $2,000 on the first chapter in a very short amount of time. So, I mean, $2,000 is no chump change to, a lot of people. So it is what it is. But I think Fabled is going to perform extremely well long term. It literally has all of the nostalgic movies that are extremely good, like the Goofy movie. Man, I cannot say enough, and this isn't me hyper shilling Fabled. I'm just telling you how this box makes me feel, comparing it to every single other set that Lorcana has made. So, this is an excellent buy. Now, we are getting another wave of this. I don't know if on the booster box cases it's going to, what's the word? Differentiate. Like if there's a release date, don't sell by this date or not. Like here, I'll show you guys on this case right here. So this case right here does not have a sell by date. This is the EN02 print wave of the first chapter. And I believe that the first print wave for Fable does have a do not sell by date. So that being said, and if you are thinking like myself, that being said, I believe that the first print wave for Fabled long term will hold a premium over the non-first print. But we do have to see if it does have that sell by date on it. I don't know if they just printed all of them and just held back a whole wave and they're all the same sticker on the label where it has a sell by date, or if they literally printed a second wave. But usually when they do waves, I actually don't know. I don't know, and I don't want to speak on it. But I know for the first chapter, you have the September yellow sticker, and then you have the December yellow sticker, and that signifies the different waves. And I believe the December sticker, the boxes in there are not the 05-06 cert, so those technically aren't the first printed boxes. The September sticker is. It's just all a bunch of nuance, but as a speculator, as a speculative investment, these are the type of things that I think about personally. So let me know down in the comment section below if you were thinking about these same things. I probably am overthinking right now, but if in case that is the case, I will be looking for first print wave cases of Fabled, just on my personal taste of how I like to invest. So if any of these options make sense to you, I think all three of these sets are great options right now. Now, Fabled, it still has so long. It's a long-term hold. You set it and forget it. Don't even think about it. And then after the years go by and we look back, we're like, wow, that was the first set with iconics. The iconic Mickey and Minnie are classics now, like after we get 5-10 years down the road. And yeah, I don't know. I think Fabled is going to do extremely well long-term. And I think Lorcana is going to survive the test of time. Disney is a monster umbrella IP of all of these different characters. Like, Disney's too big to fail. So I hope you guys learned something here. Again, if you guys have any details, any insights for me about anything, let me know in the comment section below. I'm always down to learn something new about Lorcana. If I say anything wrong, just let me know in the comment section below so I can learn and get smarter and get more acclimated to the vocabulary and the hobby of Lorcana. I hope you guys have a great Friday, and I will be seeing you guys on Monday for the Sealed Market Watch Monday. I will see you guys next time.